What's going on, guys, and welcome back to another episode of the German Bear Podcast. And today we want to look at all the latest moves that Ryan Poles has made and grade them. Lots of things are happening right now. The offseason is in full force, and Ryan Poles is already making clear what his vision is. He wants to get younger, faster, and more healthy. And with the Mack trade, he showed how he views the roster, and this might be false, but it could very well be that he thinks the roster is at least 1 year away of competing for the playoffs. I mean, to me, it all depends on Justin Fields' development, although I'm very optimistic that Poles will build a good team for this year, but we'll have to wait and see, and it will be very, very exciting and interesting what the Bears will do over the next couple of years. And let's get right into the first shocker of this offseason, which was Ryan Poles' first big move as the Bears GM, trading Khalil Mack to the LA Chargers. The Bears receive a 2022 second round pick, number 48, a 2023 sixth rounder, and the Chargers receive, obviously, Khalil Mack. My instant reaction was I was kind of shocked because how much of a fan I am, and it's always frustrating to see key players leave. But after some time of thinking about it, it was pretty much the right move. And you're getting rid of a huge contract, a player that is aging and had several injuries over the last couple of years, and you're looking into a future with lots of cap space. The Chargers are paying the full contract for Mack, which is probably the reason for the limited trade compensation that was involved into the trade, but it helps the Bears tremendously. In 2022, it will free up $6 million in cap space due to the restructuring of his contract. The Bears still have to take a pretty big dead cap hit, but in 2023, you save $28.5 million, which is super nice. So, in general, trading Khalil Mack was probably the right move for the Bears. You have a young core of guys that you can build around: Roquan Smith, Justin Fields, Tevin Jenkins, Darnell Mooney, David Montgomery, Jalen Johnson, some very, very good young players. And you will save lots of money in the future and get 2 draft picks as well from that trade, especially 2022 second rounders. Very nice. Would you like to see at least a first rounder involved? Definitely, but is a second in this year's draft bad? Definitely not. You're losing a key defensive player, though, and I think if healthy, he's still a top 3 edge rusher in the league. But for me, at the end of the day, it was the right move going forward. The grade for this move would be a B- for me. It's not an A because you would have liked to see at least a first rounder involved for a player of Khalil Mack's level. Like I said, I still think he's a top defensive player in the league, and the second rounder for this year's draft is great because it's such a deep draft class, and the Bears can really get 3 quality starters even in with their first 3 picks, which is great. But you would have liked to see it a bit more, and at the same time, you're getting rid also of a key player on your defense. But the rest of the positives that I mentioned before definitely make it a B- for me. The next move the Bears have made was releasing Tarik Cohen with an injury designation, and this one hurts, but wasn't surprising at all. Cohen simply is still struggling to return from his knee injury suffered back in 2020, and it will be very interesting if he even returns in 22, let alone will he ever be 100% again, and that was and is still in doubt, and that's why it was the right move for the Bears to move on. This move will free up $2.25 million in cap space while taking $3.5 million in dead cap. And it was a move that was necessary and leaves kind of a hole in the running back and return or special teams room. But with Monty and Khalil Herbert, I'm very confident. And I would grade this a B+. You're losing a very special player, but he just simply couldn't come back from his injuries. And you will save some money. And with Khalil Herbert and David Montgomery, you're very well positioned at the running back position. So sad to see Tarik Cohen go. Thanks for all the great memories. I can just remember right away the return touchdown against the 49ers where he was sprinting back and everybody was, oh my God, what is he doing? And then, oh my God, yes, he will score. He just ran backwards like 10 to 15 yards and then exploded upfield and outran everybody. Also, the screen against the Jets was a 60-yard touchdown, I think. One heck of a player, amazing receiver off the backfield, very shifty, and I wish him all the best in the future. Such a high character guy. I love Tarik Cohen. One heck of a player, and best of luck for the future wherever he gets, and I hope he has success. And the last move we have to talk about is the Bears releasing Eddie Goldman. This one was also expected, and it makes a lot of sense. Goldman's coming off of one of his worst seasons, recording only 22 tackles. In addition, he didn't even play in 2020 due to the COVID situation. And with him being slated to make $11.8 million in 2022, I think this was definitely the right move. You will save $6.7 million in cap space this year, which is great. And in addition, he doesn't really even fit the 4-3 system of Matt Eberflus and Alan Williams. So you're getting rid of a player that was overpaid, kind of. Hasn't produced the last couple of years and is really regressing in somewhat way if you watch him play. And this is a guy that doesn't even fit your system. So this was a very good move by Ryan Poles. I would grade this an A. Eddie Goldman was a great player for many years as a 3-4 nose, but the last couple of them were really underwhelming, and you were saving some money. There were also some reports about Danny Trevathan expected being released, but it hasn't happened yet, so I won't report on that yet. It will probably be a post-June 1st cut, so we will have to wait and see what happens with Danny Trevathan, but I'm definitely expecting him to being cut as well because he hasn't performed on the same level for the last couple of years as well, same with Eddie Goldman. But that wraps up the episode, guys. The next one will be the mock 1.0 pre-free agency. I will finally bring it out to you guys. I wanted to do it just before Khalil Mack's trade news broke, and I was about to upload it, and then I checked Instagram and saw Khalil Mack was traded, and we received another second-round pick in 2022, so I decided to not upload that video. So definitely stay tuned for the mock 1.0. This will be a very good video. Like and subscribe if you like the video. Check out Instagram for the latest news. And as always, guys, bear down.